It is open, my friends, while toils have yet to begin. Laughter will be heard in gales and floods, but if not, at least there will be blood. The sorrow and loss may abound. We'll do our best to hold this hallowed ground.
Welcome back, everyone. Last episode, this wonderful lot finished off Ego, and Wrath, and Ultian, and Korag, by coincidence. The four of them to never come back. But the rest of these players don't know that just yet. Before we visit what Shadows, Minnie, and BT are going through, we're going to hop over to a different continent for a moment. Off to the south of Eridai, in a much more technologically advanced, in a less arcane sense, the continent of Andrea, modest home, enjoying what was perceived to be a nice day off with his wife, Nathriel. Your armor screams in your mind as what you've come to understand as being the permanently embodied form of a primordial sloth bellows in pain. What do? You're having breakfast with Eula right now.
I'm gonna be like, oh, by the gods, what the
Whoa,
was that?
Whoa. Okay, you good, hon?
Slightly. I'll be okay.
What just happened? Reaches across, grabs one of your hands.
Oh, I have no idea. Thank you for cooking breakfast. I'll be back. And I'm gonna get up and
you owe me an explanation later.
And I'm gonna go off and talk to the gods in person.
Okay. There's a nice little temple in your backyard where you skip to it, flying with your ever ability of bringing out your wings. Kneeling down doesn't take too long for you to focus in and astrally project your presence to where they dwell.
For the folks at home who remember, he's got some gray. He's got that Reed Richards gray at the temples coming in, since it's been like 30-something years?
36 years, yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, focus up, start praying, and get over to that other realm real quick.
As you are casting yourself to their realm, pseudo-realm, technically, Brolog, you felt something just happen in the mortal plane. Something that shouldn't have happened. With a little focus cast into it, what do you do?
Well, I guess I have a follow-up question before I can know what I'm going to do.
Go for it.
Why do I think it shouldn't have happened? Or by that, do you think it shouldn't have been possible?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's the best answer I have to that question.
Yes.
Okay. Well, so if it should have been possible, that's a different thing than if it shouldn't have happened, as if it went against what I believe should have been happening or not happening. So, I gotta pull up names here.
Yeah, pull out those docs I gave you all.
Boy.
To be fair,
Yeah,
I just had to as
I
well.
should.
Yeah. Give me one.
Hey,
So
while they're pulling out those docs and remembering what all the gods' names are,
Mhm.
you can go to our merch store and buy some merch and help support and know what these guys look like because of artwork that's been done.
Okay, got it.
Actually, I should be doing this.
I'm going to take the Brolog is going to take the easy choice here, and pop over to wherever Anubisai stays.
Anubisai is not up there.
Not up there?
Nope. Not at all.
Oh. I thought Anubisai could be a deity. Did it not?
Kinda, sorta. That's
Okay.
lore I'm saving. Anubisai is a banished deity.
Well, I'm going to go down to 26 pages here, see who's around.
It's on page 3.
Sorry, I went on my notes.
Oh.
So in that case, none of the deities are my friends unless I somehow made friends, but I'm not sure how I could have made friends without any battles in it.
There is one. The knowing god. Fine Storm.
Is Fine Storm my friend?
You fought alongside Fine Storm for a very long time.
Yeah, but was he my official friend?
I don't know.
I didn't think that he was.
You've been dwelling as a deity with him for 36 years now.
All right, fine. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Is he your friend?
Yeah, if Relly can be your friend, I think Finestorm's your friend.
He was forced on the Relly situation, okay?
Yeah.
Relly situation was forced upon him.
Witch spell.
Woo!
Anyways, fine. Fine Storm. I'll pop over to the knowing god, and Brolog will say, something's happened. I don't know if it is good or if it is bad. You know things. What do you know?
It's never happened before. Ever. In the entire existence of Nathriel. I'm gonna do some looking. And he vanishes.
This is why it took so long for us to be friends. Yolandriel!
You could feel the presence formulating around, and whenever this happens, something happened down below that he needs guidance on or further knowledge with. And sure enough, the voice of the deities, Yolandriel, shows up behind you. In this broken landscape. Let me paint the picture of the scene of where we all are again. Yeah. It's like ruins and broken floating pieces of rock all over the place. Don't you dare ask me what kind of rock. And pieces of land.
Divine rock.
Divine rock, there we go. Floating land in an ever-present cloudscape.
Same place we killed, what's his name?
Eshnar, yep.
Eshnar, yes.
Brolog, what in the fresh hells is going on?
I had hoped that you were going to tell me the answer. I have just spoken to a good friend, Finestorm, who said he didn't know, and then, well, something that never happened has happened and then poofed, as he does. So I had hoped that you'd been to tell me. It does seem as though something that shouldn't have been able to happen has happened. But what that is.
But the list of things that shouldn't happen is pretty big, Prologue. I need you to
I
know that.
admit the infiniteness of that does make it difficult to pin down.
Is anybody smarter than the both of us here right now?
Unlikely.
Yeah. Okay, let me hold on. I'm going to ask. I think I might have to pull up the character sheet. I'm gonna ask my armor what's going on. With vibes. With vibes, you know?
With vibes, yeah. There's no actual voice. It's more emotion and feeling that they convey conversation with you, and you being bonded with it, have an understanding. The understanding you get is a primordial has just died. Permanently. An aspect that keeps the integrity of Nathriel together has been removed.
Well, Brolog, it seems it's much worse than we thought it would be. One of the primordials is gone.
That seems only good.
I agree with you, but technically they kind of function within the knitted network of this plane of existence. It's kind of a... You know, have you ever seen a trampoline?
What is it?
We had them back home. It's kind of a netted thing with springs all around it that you can jump on as a kid. It's very fun. A lot of kids died. Doesn't matter. The springs that go around, one of those springs just popped, which means...
Replace it.
You could with an actual trampoline, but the trampoline in this metaphor is the entirety of existence.
Well, fortuitously, I am a deity.
Pretty sure you can't replace this particular spring.
Maybe we put it in a better spring. I know just what to do.
It's easier for you to
will
replace...
begin to do his dance to communicate with the Brolog followers in Iridai that he wants information on this primordial nonsense.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Okay.
I think I have to make a trip over there and see my daughter.
Seems right. I'll let you know what I hear on my end.
No, we're not. The conversation is not done, bro. Like, we have not come up with any sort of a plan or an idea. First of all, where is everybody else?
To get information is a plan, first off. And my good friend Finestorm will be here back shortly, I'm sure, to give us that information, as well as my followers in Iridai will also check in. So therefore, we have a plan that does not yet lead to a solution, but a plan we do have. So I will continue my dancing.
Roll a d6 quickly, Nathriel. And Brolog, roll a d20. 5. Oh, cool.
That's a 19. That's got to be good.
A 19. Ooh, yeah. Some of your followers definitely have felt compelling from you to investigate and check to what's going on. None of them are in Grantina, as the belief of Brolog is very small still. You are still very much considered a lesser deity.
For now.
For now. But with a 5, a familiar to both of you, mainly because this is someone you dealt with down below before the gods were restored to their position, but Ateus the Slayer in pristine warrior's armor, shield and a spear, materializes next to you all with a wisp of smoke and cloud. Something just blew up in Iridai. Not entirely sure what it is yet.
It was a primordial. Yeah, primordial. They're dead. They're gone forever.
Excuse me?
Yeah, permanently.
Some
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah.
spring
One
that
of the
wasn't supposed to be
prime ones.
gone, but now it's gone. There's no more spring.
Do you have,
so
have you ever heard of the
everything apart.
trampoline?
Yes, I have. It was invented in one of the renditions. Hasn't been in this one yet, thankfully.
don't worry
Many
about
children
it.
die on those things. They're very dangerous.
We got, fingers out to find the information, so
Oh,
we're
I'm
on
going
it.
to worry about it, because if a primordial's gone, do you know which one? She's looking at Yolandriel for this, and holding up a hand to you, Rolog.
I'm gonna ask my armor real quick. I look up in this direction. I'm like,
Filled with rage and wrath. You understand it to be wrath.
the angry one, Wrath.
Oh, that's not good. He was one of the original 7.
Still not quite sure about these primordials. Most of my education has been on the gods, and you guys take up most of my brain space to begin with, so
The only reason I know more about them is because I helped turn Sloth into what he is now. Well, not me. The grace that I hold. One of my predecessors. What was that? Was that Gaius?
Yes, it was. Whenever anyone comes near our front door, he wails that he cannot be their friend.
Aww.
So that is
I don't
what
know
just
whether
happened.
to find that cute or not. I'd probably, if I lived in that house, probably find it annoying.
Yeah, well, imagine a 6.5-foot dog sitting in front of a glass door, yowling at you, and that's about the extent of it.
Run away as quickly as you can.
Thanks.
Yeah, he's
Standing
taller
up.
than me if he's standing up.
Would you like to
Told up.
convert?
would you like to convert?
I
Guys,
said-
answer the question. Would you like to convert? Sorry.
I'm gonna pass. No, I said sorry, and my phone thought I was talking to her.
Oh,
I was
It's
not.
that accent.
Shut up.
back to up either. Mateus gets a very concerned look with. They shouldn't be permanently removable. The lessers should, yes. They are creations, but original 7 are here permanently. They are part of the fabric of Nathriel itself. In this case, it's a little worse than just a spring being removed. There's going to be aftermath to this.
Good math, probably.
No, bad math, Prolog. Very bad math.
In
Do you
what
know
way?
what
What's the
bucket
tech over there
is?
like?
Arcane-based. It's semi-similar to Andrea, but more magical in sense. It might even actually have an effect on those pieces of tech.
Continue. And I'm gonna roll a very rare intelligence check for Yolandriel.
Oh,
Let's see
boy.
how this goes.
While you're
My
rolling
boy
that,
with the -1.
she continues looking at Prolog. Do you know what a bucket is?
Yes.
Imagine someone poking a hole at the bottom of the bucket and expecting it to remain filled with water when they fill it up.
Mm-hmm.
That is what removing one of the original 7 would be like.
Once again, fix the bucket.
In this case, you can't.
Well,
We weren't responsible for the creation. The gods were not responsible for the creation. I hate the creator 321 to get back into the bicep. The gods were not responsible for the creation of the primordials. They were here before the gods.
Well, let me just say a couple of things here. First off, I was just told that this primordial should not have been able to been destroyed. Now you're telling me that I can't do something else. Seems like you don't actually know what can or can't be done. Therefore, Brolog, who wasn't there when all this went down, will fix the issue, as he always does.
Good luck with that. I'm going to speak to more sane people. Yolandriel.
14 intelligence to connect the dots between a prime die and Arctech.
It's probably going to have a disruption to the Arctech, if not in the immediate area, to the landscape itself. Yolandriel would be, after having done 36 years of traveling around the entire world of Nathriel and preaching the words of the returned deities, he would have a bit of an understanding that it is possible to drain the land, especially with what you've experienced in Andrea, drain it of all arcane essence. This might do the opposite of that. Overload it with arcane essence. What would be a lesser arcane artifact might now become a greater arcane artifact, becoming overpowered by it. But not in a, you can take your phone and move it into this place and recharge it instantly. More in a, if it was there, it's been recharged and it's always going to be recharged. It might have even actually exploded on you. Like overpowering, taking it into the IRL, like a power pole, one of those conduits at the top, getting overloaded and exploding. You would
What
actually
if
be
somebody set
familiar
off
with
a magic bomb?
We've seen that done before, but they can't.
No, I mean
kill
something.
primordials.
You ever fill a balloon with too much air?
Yolandriel, I'm a god.
Brolog's leaving.
And Brolog's gone. Listen,
Oh,
what if
may he always be lesser.
instead of dissipating magic, this explosion supercharged it? Overloaded. Yeah, magic bombs work. They can dispel magic, sure. But if it's the opposite, what happens then? Especially to something that's older than you.
Then you've got the potential of something that could even remove a grace from this world.
Exactly how long do we have before things start falling apart?
That is a very dangerous question, Yolandriel. Your daughter's over there, isn't she?
Yes, she is. And soon I will be too. Quickly, if one of you guys can help me.
I will help you. She puts a hand on your shoulder. And that's where we'll leave Yolandriel and Brolog for now, as they vanish from that realm and find themselves somewhere else. For the rest of you.
He's not the smartest man in this realm, but sometimes his brain works, you know?
In certain scary ways. Minion Shadows. You have been hosted by the guild, the Three Watchers, in a nice, cozy, comfortable room. Rested for the night. You can mark a long rest on your character sheets. For you, BT, it's been... If you're getting up at like 7 a.m.-ish, probably... Well, hang on.
I really wasn't lying when I said I needed 24 hours.
24 hours.
He's
Then
taking
you
a cat nap, guys. Leave him alone.
Truly, cat nap. Didn't.
The
Then-
damage I could do faster, but not the spell energy.
24 hours. It'd be 24 hours later. Find yourselves having sat around inside the Three Watchers, hosted by some people, talked to by a few.
Shadows would actually do something during that time.
What would you do?
Investigate, get to know the who these people are, essentially, like learning of them and what they do
Great.
in as much time as he has.
It's one of those guilds you've heard about. A fairly new one, growing very quickly. A lot of them praise a group called the Hand as the primary aspect of having brought forth the name of the Three Watches through a good chunk of Iridai. From your knowledge, Shadows, guilds don't usually grow that fast. This one's growing a lot faster. You also learn that Ultian was part of the guild and part of the Three Watches. He was part of the Hand. He, however, had to leave recently due to his political involvement with the rebellion in Grantinan.
All right.
You are muted, Big Ten, if you're talking.
No, I'm not talking.
Oh, sorry. I saw the mouth going and I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
Rejoining with Alchemy, Shadows will ask, do you think our patron will be needing us to return? Should we be checking in with them? I'm not sure what is going on over there.
She's going to do a bit of a deep breath while she considers. And then let me look at something. Oh, just kidding. I do have a sending stone, actually. Is there a distance limit on that?
There is not. There is a word limit. 25 words.
Yep.
And it can go as far as I need it to?
As far as you need it to.
Fantastic. Now, where did it go? Sickness, shield, sleep, sending. There it is. Okay. And then does the other person get to respond?
They do get to respond. Who are you sending it to?
I would be sending it to Dunkon.
Great. Roll a percentile dice for me.
Okay. $73.
Excellent.
Good.
Okay. What's your message?
Do you need? No. Shall we return? Just Shadows Mini. Alchemy. What do you know about the explosion? That brings me up to 13. Considering retirement. Awaiting your response.
At the end of your message, there is a ringing sound in your ears that seems to build in pitch and volume until you finally hear, "Return. Things have calmed. A lot has changed. You need to see this." And that would have been his full 25 words.
Okay. We'll pass this along to Shadows and say, I think we best get back. Apparently changes have occurred. I'm curious.
Right.
For nothing else then for Ultian.
Yes, let us get with that strange metal cat dog thing and yes.
He's going to check her non-existent watch and say, it's not been a full 24 yet. Should we just kick it while we're loitering?
Yeah, you think possibly time for sleep, more sleep, and then some more sleep.
Person who's
All
been
right.
sitting right next to you, but none of you have ever seen, even though he's quite literally sitting within 2 feet of Shadows, leans sideways. He's wearing striped clothes, red and white, has a cap that kind of fits it as well.
Him.
You caught his name at one point. You think it might have been Wally. He leans sideways and says, "We have magic practitioners who can probably teleport you." And leads you away again. And for some reason, just deceptively, you all forget about him.
But did you hear something about magic practitioners? Maybe we could find someone else to teleport us back instead of what was its name? BT?
It's an odd situation here with lots of odd folks about. I mean, we could find a magic practitioner, but do we know them? Do we trust them? Because so far, BT's done
Shadows.
nothing but keep us alive, pretty much. Doggy!
Shadows shrugs and says, to be fair, if BT were to bring us here, I do not think BT would have brought us to someone we can't at least trust to get us back.
But it's only polite to say bye, isn't it? Should we give him a wave before we find other people?
We could even probably ask him if he knows someone else to send us back, so he does not have to worry about.
Is going to, like, a few hands on the table, rise, and she's going to toddle off looking for this robot. Is he still dog-shaped or cat-shaped again?
That's a great question. As you spend some time looking for where BT is, eventually finding him wherever he is. BT, where do they find you, and what shape do they find you in?
He'll be in his cat form again. And he will be
leg vertical in the air, licking his crotch.
no, he's shut off, or as powered down as possibly can be. He usually, so this is going to be a question for you, GM, but his usual casual lie around spot is going to be in the office. So do they have access to the office?
At this point in time, yes, you do still have access in the office. You're 2 days prior to the event where you would start losing access to it. So technically you do.
That's where he'd be. But he will be powered down.
Seeing this, Minnie
Well,
is going to...
The two of you wouldn't have access to the office, but when you learn that's where they are and go up, try the doorknob, it won't budge. But give it a knock, and an orc will answer it, opening the door. "You're the 2BT brought. He's still repairing. Confusing one. Is there anything I can do to help you?"
Yeah, we're looking to head back to where we came from. I wanted to say bye before we left.
If you can wait just another hour or two, you'll be functioning again. I understand he had every intent of going back to take a look himself.
I'm gonna look at Shadows. We
Well,
can
I
kill
think-
an hour or two.
Yeah, I think if he intends to return as well, then we just wait for him.
All right. I'm gonna go have a look about town, just see where we are. Really. You coming?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And then I toddle along down this another tiered city. What is with this place? And then I will smell a delicious bready smell.
Hey, taste my buns.
Oh no.
Exactly. And I'm gonna go in there and see what their buns of the day are, and have a little snack, have a little. I want to see the frog creature.
Oh
She
my
doesn't
gosh.
know it. I want to see Pibble.
Pibble, Pibble and Poggle are up inside their warehouse still.
Utterly unawares of the fact that I am now dead.
Utterly unaware of the fact. No idea. No idea at all.
I'll tell them later.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, just
They
have
could
a
get
bit of
another
control.
24 hours in on my designs.
Well, they're working on other stuff too. It's pretty cool stuff.
They can work on the architect stuff as much as they want because now you don't need it. I'll eat it.
I technically did already pay them.
A good chunk. But you meet two. Actually, for the two of you, when you both walk in, there's a little bit of a realization as there's a young girl who's currently pulling out some buns that have been baked with little crispy things on the inside. Turns, give me one moment, I'll be right with you. Spins and puts it in a tray, and it dawns on the two of you. This is one of those beings that was removed from Dongon's grasp, saved by a group called the Hand, and it just clicks. The Hand, part of the Three Watchers, the Hand, people who've brought forth the popularity and changed many of aspects of the diplomatic realm of Iridai, mostly by happenstance. And through works, changed Duncan's life and made him realize what he really was. And this is one of those people. She and her sister. Looks like the older one. She was much like the two of you. She didn't get sold.
Shadows is going to look over at Minnie and go, I think as soon as we are done with helping a patron, I will be returning here to join this little group. I feel they are doing the right thing, even if it was against our patron at first.
All world, isn't it? I think
Yes.
coming back might not be too shabby of an idea, but in a slightly less we're gonna die sort of a role, because Korag, rip. If there's any sort of genuflection in this world, she's going to do it.
This girl turns and brushes off her apron and I heard one of you say the roll of the day. We're gonna die inside this world. Roll. Is that what you would like?
A blink at the child.
Adoptive mother has a sense of humor.
What's it?
It's got a nice rice cake on the inside, baked to extreme moisture. Still a good crunch, but falls apart in your mouth. Very tasty. We have many different flavors. Would you like a seasoned one or fruit-based?
A bit of a journey and a bit more of a day. I'll take one of each.
Oh.
I will
want
take one of
mixed.
the seasoned ones.
Okay. Brings.
Of goods and services. Money.
While you all enjoy that, the time passes. Eventually, BT, you come back fully rested, repaired, inside the office.
Prepared. Yay. Yeah.
Is he-
Well, I guess I'll try and find him. inquire where I can find them.
You learn quickly they had wandered down to taste my buns. I do not regret calling that place that at all. It's my favorite.
Well, we will pop down there. Run down there.
Nice. Good clarification.
Yeah.
You head down there and see them devouring, I'm going to say, probably a third bun, as these things are delicious.
And they were hungry.
Oh, yeah. You haven't had food like this. The food in Grantina, let's be clear, it's bland. There's no flavor to it.
Something was trying his best, but it's not like this.
No, it's not like this at all. There is exquisite. Very exquisite.
At which point, Shadows definitely has confirmed that he will be returning here as soon as his deeds with Duncan are done. Duncan are done.
Oh. Hello, BT. Strange. You're all over the place. I thought you left with Snow's Boop.
I did.
I'm going to let my young mind be confused by that. Turns around
Good
and pulls
choice.
another tray.
I'll explain it to you later when you're older.
I look forward to it.
You guys ready to go?
Yeah, I
You
think
get
we're gonna head
stocked up?
back. I mean,
We've got
Yeah.
our stuff ready
Yeah.
to return.
I mean, you want to stock up on buns to take back?
I don't think we're going to be staying for too long, so nah, it's all right. It'll give us a reason to come back anyways.
Would you like a case to go?
It's all right.
Okay. Then see everybody else later. I say to the room. I touch those two, and we go to the mansion.
You head to the mansion.
The place I can be in the mansion,
Right,
not the
yeah.
place I can't be in the mansion.
As you pop into it, there is one thing you notice immediately. Just how
Anti-magic field.
dark it is in here.
Yeah.
When you look around, the glass encasings of those arc lights are shattered and broken. The glass skewed all across the ground. Nothing looks to be working. You all have dark vision, so there's no problem there.
I have every vision.
You have every vision. What you notice, BT, is you are encased in a wave of arcane energy that, if any stronger, would be causing your body to potentially start to disintegrate with how strong it feels. It's dissipating, but would have been a devastating wave for you.
Mm.
It would have disrupted your functions.
Great. Was it from the explosion? Vengeance exploding?
From here,
Is
you're
there
not sure.
similarities in the signatures? Okay.
It's difficult to say.
Well, I need to find Altian's journal. He requested that go back to the hand.
Door.
It's at the mansion, so you
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the
eventually
mansion.
it'll get back to
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You could pry the door open easily enough. Nothing seems to be working. You find it. Create a little pocket for it. Insert yourself.
I'll actually just directly send it back to the desk in the office.
What is this?
It is a nearly day by day journal of since Altian was like 10 years old. I need you guys to understand that it is quite literally there are a handful of pages ripped out from the age of like 18 to like 22, but that's about it.
Julian's about to have a really fun read for a while. It's sent back. So you all... What are you doing after that?
Well, looking for Duncan.
Yeah, I'll just stick with them for now. As long as I'm not in danger.
As you head into the city itself and you start to see... It looks like chaos happened around here. Windows have been shattered. Carts have been turned over. Spending a few hours walking around. There are pockets of people who walk around, but they avoid everyone else. It almost looks like they're kind of packing up in a number of ways. But eventually, as you start to... Actually, where would you investigate to look for Duncan first?
The mansion would definitely be the first place we would look.
He's not there.
The next place would be where he had intended to go during our little battle thing.
As around the proximity of where it was, he was focusing on keeping truth from playing tricks on your minds, which, if he hadn't been there to do that, everyone's image would have been the same, and you wouldn't have actually known who you were attacking. Delightful. But you find him eventually, and he's close to where you, BT, notice a strange disruption in your vision. Your primordial vision starts flickering the closer you get to him, and starts to vanish to where you can't see the strings anymore.
You start to get that VHS tape, like the strings across, where it starts to get like fuzzy.
Weird fuzziness to it. And he holds up his hand for a moment and walks closer to you all. It's not visible from this side of the wall. How did you all make it out?
I ported them.
Good thing, too. I started running. Lies told me I needed to get out of there. When you left, the people started rioting. I don't know what the presence in the other cities is, but Francis made it clear that every city was going to be hit. The peace treaty was broken by the contract that they signed. The Senate's dead. They invaded the top floor and killed them all. From my understanding at this point, the People's Republic was successful in overthrowing the Senate of Grantinan. We're looking at the aftermath. No one's in control right now. Certain pockets of the city are very dangerous to be in, so we shouldn't be here for long. But first you need to... Well, honestly, BT, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. You can just use your normal, body eyes, right?
Sure.
Alright.
Does the predator
Vision just changes.
back to normal?
Alright, he pulls out some glasses for the other two. They're welding goggles. You're gonna want to put these on. He puts his own on. Guides you to a double door leading in and the second level towards the large facility room where this location was based. And when you step in, the equivalency would be a small sun hovering and spinning in the location where that room was, the entirety of it having been engulfed. The floor around is perfectly cut off. All the lights that you've seen while you're getting to this location as well have been popped, broken, again like that strange power surge that breaks all your electronics. And BT, something you would have realized now as well, is nothing Arctech, well, very few things of Arctech are functioning. That percentage roll I rolled was to see whether or not Duncon's sending stone maintained its integrity, and you rolled high enough, it did. Lies tells me that Wrath is dead. Permanently. And that he's in that.
And Ego?
Same thing. If he was in anything within proximity, we'll be trapped in there. I don't
So
fully understand it yet, but
they're inside that.
kinda. He looks down at you, BT. He just says that it ate them. I say they're in it because Ultian was the epicenter. But I don't actually know if they were in it. I just felt the pulse of what happened after. Oh boy, did that hurt. I don't know what this means, but Lies said that's not something that should be possible. At least far as they know. It's never happened before. Turn, now that you see it, turn your vision on. Look at it like a primordial.
Yep.
It's kind of like a black hole. A complete nothingness. With the strings of what you see, the primordial sense of the fabric of whatever makes everything that it is, unraveling, and it looks as though it's getting pulled into it, but you know what a loose thread looks like in the wind? Just kind of flapping.
Mm-hmm.
It's flapping like that, but getting pulled towards that nothing. A hole.
It expanding.
Doesn't look like it. Give me an intelligence check with advantage, seeing as you're the bond with the primordial.
Come on, dice. What's going on? 12? Don't think I have. No intelligence bonus. So just 12.
Just 12? I was just looking for over an 8. Basic, easy roll for a being that is separate from the renditions as well and the resetting. This will always be there. Even if Nathriel reset. That's not going anywhere.
Interesting. What would happen if a primordial got too close to it?
Do you want to find out?
No, I'm not gonna step. I'm not a primordial either, but no. Let's not test my ability to teleport just yet. Cross plane here. But I was just, if it's pulling at the threads, would it pull? If a primordial got too close to it, does it look like it would pull it apart and pull it in?
My answer
Hey
is
Duncan, can you go stand over there? No.
no way. I don't want to find that out.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't want you to. I am going to take, unless anyone else has any other problems, I'm taking the next hour to precisely map the location of this thing.
Yeah, I have no issues with him doing that.
Precisely mapping it, you get the vague dimensions of where it is. You get the proximity of where you can approach and start feeling yourself start to get pulled into it. Not getting too close for you to start losing HP and actually start getting pulled into it. Because that is essentially what would happen for player knowledge, not character knowledge. It's roughly 500 feet wide in diameter. But you get genuinely no readings from it. You can only get the diameter by checking with your actual visual eyes and spending that hour to walk around it. It is genuinely reading as a vast nothingness. When you read it with your numbers, nothing comes out. There's nothing there. Even though you can see it,
It's a black hole.
nothing.
Good to know. Well, what's next, Duncan? You gonna be able to salvage the city?
That's
What
not
about
my
the
job.
worm?
Motionless. From my understanding, in Nathriel, our life bonds, they grow with their rider. If he goes
die?
truly gone, then it's probably dead.
Good.
And it would
Maybe
mean there's a
good.
giant rotting corpse underneath the
Yeah, I was
city.
gonna say,
Yeah.
is the city gonna eventually collapse?
That, however, not my problem.
Why
Not
aren't we
my
talking?
circus, not my monkeys.
Okay.
The People's
Why are we
Republic
not
has
saving
taken
this?
control of the city. That's for them to hoard and to sort out. I'm bugging
Do they
out.
know about it?
Francis knew about it. He's working with some lady. What's her name? Luce or I don't know. Some woman came marching in with the armies that were camped outside. They're in the top higher tiers, organizing a new government for the city.
Well, where are you going? I must keep track of all the primordials and bonded.
That's nice. I'm not telling you.
It doesn't matter if you do or don't.
We'll be in touch. But I'm not telling anyone where I'm going. For you other two, it's your choice what you want to do. The rest of my path is alone.
Yeah, I think we'd settled that we were going to head back to Pallius, set up shop there, if there's nothing else he needed from us.
Except for the rest of you to live out your lives how you'd like. I'm sorry I dragged you into this.
If it is any consolation from this end for you. I am not sorry you dragged us into this.
Yeah, me neither. We had some good times and us two made it out. That's what matters.
Wait, hang on,
And then I
you've,
extend my hand, like, straight upwards for a handshake, basically.
Me?
No, made it out.
Right, language barrier. I forgot. I just, for a moment, I was going to be like, well, congratulations, but it makes sense now. Shakes your hand.
For your help in this situation, I will recognize that you wish to disappear on your own terms. But is there any place that I can send you that will help you go wherever you wish to go? Not your final destination, but cut some of your journey.
You heading back to Pallius?
If these two want to go back, we will, yes. I could take you there. But there are your brothers there.
I'm sure Elias would like to connect for a moment, but that would be closer to where I'm heading. That's
can do
all
that.
you'll get from me.
That's fine.
We will be in touch, though, BT, don't worry. It just works better if I keep the information quiet, even from you.
Like I said, no problem.
I already got what I need from the mansion. Oh, hey, Potato.
Sorry.
Are you all
Potato
set?
wants to go.
Just Sergeant affirming everything you just said.
Yes! Great. And with that, we'll kind of move into a little bit of a narrative moment as this crew heads back to Pallius itself. And I will explain a little bit to what happens with Grantinan. The People's Republic and People's Army of Grantinan has fully seized control. The senators have been massacred by the people. There was a full rebellion. What Francis said was able to actually stir them, especially seeing as, later on when he learned that he was showing the document on the screens and not actually his own self, they were able to read what was signed. One of the cities itself was sold to the Savath Dominion. Jumiri was moved into its territories, which is on the other side of the Uguin River. There we go. I can speak. And it was actually, in fact, a deal to move and sell the conscribed and in-debt citizens to serve as indentured slaves to the Savath Dominion, either as soldiers or whatever purposes they had. Truth was lost. They do not know what's happened with that primordial or where they went. Ego is gone. No sign of him. And there is in fact a giant in Nathriel coiled up underneath the city of Stronrith that they'll have to figure out what to do with. Thankfully, the carapace is very, very strong, and potentially could withstand the weight, but that's for a future generation to figure out.
It could fossilize.
It could fossilize, potentially. That's a future problem for them all.
We extract the DNA in Jurassic Park this. Mother effer.
Through time, Grantinan starts to stabilize under a new government. However, that is something that will have to be discovered and talked about as future incidences happen, especially seeing as a summit of nations. Something that Teffy will be learning fairly soon, because this happened before her arrival. So this piece of BT manages to enter into the room, fusing again with the piece that Teffy brought back. And we'll add to the words that Julian said when you came back, Teffy. We should talk. The Grantinan Senate is no more. Ultian is dead. And that is where we'll finish for this campaign. And we'll see the rest of you with Schnozboop and what he's been up to for this time frame.
Do you believe in friendship?
I already think
When's
you
the
friends.
When's that gonna? When are we gonna do it, and when's that gonna drop? Do you think? Just so
It's gonna drop literally a week after this. So, hey, we'll see you all next week for Schnozboop stuff. For the rest of us, though, we're gonna end the recording and end the airing from this point, so we can figure that out real quick. Thanks, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this journey. Sorry it's heartbreaking in many ways, but
I don't mind sacrifice.
Thanks,
Sacrifice is
everyone.
good.
See you next time around.
The air may have closed for now. We hope you met a friend this go around. Tired and blurry you may be. We hope your minds are full from this revelry. May peace follow you out. May you return for more giggles and shouts.